Hi everybody, Jeremy Siskind here. Today is a special day. I'm excited. I might even be giddy because not only do I get to share a brand new book that I am coming out with, but I'm introducing a brand new series. The book and the series are called Solo Standards for Piano. The subtitle is 8 Elegant Jazz Piano Arrangements. And I decided to write this book because I've gotten a lot of questions from aspiring jazz pianists, interested classical pianists, piano teachers, asking, where can I get solo piano arrangements that really feel like the real thing, that really sound like the real jazz piano, whether it's Bill Evans, Errol Garner, Brad Mehldau, Keith Jarrett, whatever. And of course, there are ways you can transcribe it. There are some transcription books. There's some books of arrangements out there. You can write your own arrangements. But all those things maybe are for you. Maybe they're not. If it's attractive to you to read standard arrangements, I wrote these arrangements to sound like the real thing. So these are arrangements for people who have been playing piano for a while. They're not easy piano, they have some nice big rich chords. They're meant to sound like those pianistic heroes I mentioned. But I tried to make it accessible. For instance, there's no tenths anywhere in the book. You don't have to reach a big interval. There's no real flourishes. There's not big 16th note scales, 32nd note scales that you have to play. It's going to be much easier than trying to read a transcription book where a lot of things are happening at once. I tried to make it sound really rich, but also clear. Let me show you a little bit of the book to give you a sense of the level. So here's the first piece, Embraceable You. Everybody loves Embraceable You. So you can see that these are, 5 and maybe occasionally some 6-note chords. Your hand might be asked to do a couple of different things at once. It's not easy piano by any means, but it's also not, it's not a Chopin ballade. It's not a Rachmaninoff concerto. It's meant to be playable. In each of these tunes, there's the melody, and then there's also a chorus of quote-unquote solo. I kind of wrote out an improvised solo for each of these tunes. And so it's a really great way to practice, to get some jazz vocabulary into your fingers, into your ear, into your hands, and figure out what that feels like. I also made sure to add some really, I think, valuable extras. So in the book itself, for each tune, you have the lyrics, which I think are really important. As you learn these tunes, you want to sing those in your head. And I also have a stripped down lead sheet, and I made sure that the lead sheet was in the key that the arrangement is in, so that if you want to see, which elements are in the lead sheet, which were added, you can take a look at that. Now, some of you might have noticed, as I showed you the music, that there's no chord symbols on the music. And I really spent a lot of time thinking about this, because I think for aspiring jazz pianists, it's important to see the chord symbols and know what's going on. But I wanted also to make the book beautiful. I don't know if you noticed, the notation is so beautiful. I have this incredible engraver who just took so much care in making it look just as good as the most professional book. So I didn't want to crowd the page. And so what I did instead is there's a web page for this book, like there is for all of my books that I've self-published. And on this website, you can see these videos with an overhead camera of me playing. These are produced through Tonebase, and if you've seen Tonebase's content, it's like the most beautiful videos in the business. And they did an amazing thing for me, which is that they have the music scrolling while you can see the overhead camera, so you don't really have to even look back and forth from your score to the book. But I also decided to give 3 different versions with chord symbols. So if you want to do this more for study, then you can use these versions. So check it out. If I Had You, one of my favorite tunes here. Beautiful ballad if you've never heard it. The first version gives just the original chord symbols from the lead sheet. And these are going to match exactly the lead sheets in the book. So here, it's not necessarily matching what's on the page. It's showing you what the original chord symbols are so you can get those in your head. So that's your first version. Your second version shows what I call the implied chord symbols, or what the piano score is actually doing. And you can see this is a lot busier, right? The chords are actually, in reality, changing much faster. And then I thought it would be interesting to juxtapose the two. So there's a version, if you could see on bottom, you have the original chord symbols from the lead sheet, and then on top you have the juxtaposed chord symbols. So if you're interested in seeing how these tunes were reharmonized, for instance, or doing a little bit of study to see, what sorts of changes were made in the arrangement, or how is Jeremy thinking about these different chord symbols, these different chords, then you have those versions for yourself. My dream is that this is a really, really useful, fun book so that you can play, you can learn about solo piano styles, and you can get them under your fingers and play really, really, hopefully enjoyable, fun, rich sounding arrangements. Thank you so much for watching. For a limited time, the book is going to be $16.99 for the paper copy and just $11.99 for the PDF on my online store. If you are an international buyer and you want to buy the paper copy, you can get it from Amazon. It is there as well. And that comes with everything. It comes with the webpage. It comes with all the bells and whistles. Thank you for watching. Why don't you comment with the word standards if you made it all the way to the end? I appreciate you all. Thank you so much.